If I asked you, what is the biggest market for Harley-Davidson outside the US? You'd be forgiven to think it's India or China on pure population size. The correct answer is actually Germany. Germany is Harley-Davidson's biggest market outside the US for bobbers and cruisers, and that's why it makes perfect sense for BMW to enter that segment with the BMW R18. This BMW R18 actually plays in two segments. The first being the cruiser bobber segment with oppositions such as Harley-Davidson, the Fat Boy for example, or the Indian Chief being the Dark Horse, even the Moto Guzzi with the California. And not only does it compete in that segment, it also honors the heritage like BMW likes to do. They very often honor and recall the glory days of biking, and the basic design, the design concept comes from the original 1936 R5. And looking at some of those cues from that original R5, you would have your spoked wheels front and back. You have your traditional paint, this having a little bit of a modern metallic glitter in it, but with your white pinstriping, your traditional air-cooled boxer motor, even your head covers on the sides with those creases and contours emulating that R5. Your exhaust finished off with those very iconic fishtails. Right down to your shaft drive, it's open and exposed, nickel plated. So really cues harking back to the old days. Single clock, single headlight, very iconic. Okay, back to the bike in front of me. It is the BMW R18, it is the first edition, and the R18 pretty much also pays homage to this BMW boxer layout, air-cooled boxer, which it's been its lifeline and its history, and it's the biggest boxer air-cooled motor they've ever produced. As it says over here, 1800cc, being a 1802cc, putting out 91 horsepower. Now, 91 horsepower out of a 1.8 litre doesn't sound like a lot, because your modern day superbikes, 1000 and 1100 cc's, are already putting well over 200 horsepower. But the concept of this, it being a cruiser, it's not a superbike, you don't want the horsepower. So 91 horsepower, but it puts out a massive 158 Newton meter from as low as 3000 RPM, and that is really cool. You can just cruise and roll it on, and power's always on tap. Now that power goes through a 6-speed gearbox, and then as mentioned before, your shaft drive. But what's really cool with this shaft drive, it's open, so you see it spinning, you see your universals, really cool, unparalleled, no opposition to that. Your tank is a 16-litre capacity, and another little design feature that's really nice, when you're sitting back here and you're looking over your cockpit, it's neat and tidy, and the reason for that is your wiring actually goes into your handlebars over here and runs through the handlebars and comes out here. Now, really cool for you as the owner and rider, but must be an absolute headache when it comes to assembly. Then going to look at your dashboard, your little clock in front, also paying homage to the past. It's black and white with a little BMW logo on top, Berlin built at the bottom, all analog, tiny little LCD display at the bottom, giving you a little bit of a modern retro feel on that. And this bike is stacked with possibilities for customizing it, and BMW has provided for that. You've got different rims, from spoked to different designs to wider wheels, so you can make it a Fat Boy. You've got different exhausts, even Akrapovic has got a different exhaust for it. You've got different handlebars, you've got screens, you've got bobber seat, single seat, dual seat, and a sissy bar at the back, so you can really customize it. And on another note, you will see these foot controls for cruiser. They're not forward mounted, cannot be forward mounted, because you have these big monstrous pods in front. So when you're sitting here, they're really mid-mounted and super comfortable. Please leave us a comment, a like, let us know if you want us to review some more of these bobbers, cruisers, and remember to follow us on Route 21.